I think I'm audible at this moment, dear students. I hope I'm audible now. You are able, yes, thank you, Sandhya. Good morning to all of you, Hirak, Arya, Bhumika, Sapna, Purvesh, Ashavari, Sruti, Anushka, then Riddhi, then Sakshi, Sandhya, Ajwasi, all of you, good morning. So today we shall wrap up our topic of subject or agreement, right? Okay. So thank you, Mohini. So let's begin, dear students. Let's begin our lesson of subject verb agreement today, and hopefully you have practiced it at home. The rules of this subject verb agreement, and this is very important because it comes every time, dear students. Every time this subject verb agreement uh, comes, it's very important. It's very important, dear students. Okay, so you have to learn this, revise this time and again, because not only in class 9, in class 10, as well as whenever you give any competitive exam, you write competitive exam, it definitely comes. Okay, so that is why it's very important for each one of you to master everything of subject verb agreement, so that you do not make mistakes, right? You do not make mistakes. So that is why I have decided to prolong this topic, at least spread it over to 3 4 days, so that if there is any doubt, or if there is any anything that troubles you from this topic, I can resolve it. Okay, with your questions and all that. Okay. So dear students, thank you so much. Let's begin then. I think most of the students have already joined. So let me begin now. So dear students, as you can see here, right onto your screen, there is a topic: the secretary and chairman dash present in the meeting yesterday. Okay, so if it is same person, dear students, so let me know, just tell me if it is same person. um, just tell me one thing. What should be the answer? Now, what should be the answer? You tell. Just let me know what should be the answer. Now tell me, if it is secretary and say chairman, is the same person here. In that case, what should be the answer? Was. Yesterday is given, that is why it should be was. Very good, very good, Arya, very good. So it's was. Why? Because yesterday is given. So secretary and chairman are the same person, dear students, right? Secretary and the chairman are is the same person, therefore. And why was? Because it is yesterday, that is why it is was here, right? Where will be incorrect here? It should be was here, because same person here, secretary and chairman, same person. Then you see the next one. Okay, uh, let's move on to the next one now. You see, so it should be was should be the correct answer. Okay, so now let's go to the next one. The secretary and chairman, different persons. If they are different persons, then it should be where, right? Because there are two persons. Okay, sometimes the profiles are of the different profiles are of same person. Sometimes different profiles are of different persons. So when they are of different persons, we have to use the plural verb. When they are of the same person, we have to use the singular verb, right? So now let's move on to the next one. Much pains dash been taken to resolve the problem. Much pains dash taken to resolve the problem. So what should be the answer? You tell me, so that you know I understand. Much pains dash taken. Okay, so tell me, is it is or was, or what is this? What is your opinion on this? Okay, is it was or were or something else? You tell. Let me know what it is. Okay, is it was or it's is? Okay, so let's find out, dear students. Much pains, see, much pains dash being taken. So always remember that when pains is preceded by much, okay, then it should be has. Even though it's as plural, but as much is given, the sentence starts with much. Therefore, the singular verb is used. So much pains has been taken to resolve the problem. What is the rule? You see the rule here now. Pains and means take either the singular or the plural verb. Pains and means take either the singular or the plural verb. But if the pain means has an uncountable noun before it, the verb is singular. Okay, if the pain or means has an uncountable noun, see, you have to understand what is countable, what is uncountable. Uncountable nouns are those nouns which we cannot count, we can measure only, right? Like here, you can see much is uncountable, whereas many, if you write many, it's countable. So, if pain and means has an uncountable noun before it, the verb is always singular. In the above sentence, much being an uncountable noun, pains takes singular verbs. Right? So that is important. Now you tell me, no news dash good news. Is it is or has or was or are? Which one is correct? Tell me. No news dash good news. Which one do you think is the correct answer? You tell me. Okay. Tell me quickly. No news is good news. Is it is or has or was or are? Shubham Dhali says has. Sandhya Mulchandani says yeah is. Okay, Mohini, Sapna, Hirak, all are saying is. Okay, so absolutely correct. Is the correct answer. No news is good news, right? No news is good news is the correct answer. Okay. One more thing, dear students, always remember that news, then politics, civics, economics, mathematics, physics, they are always singular, right? Um, like some students in the assembly used to say before, the headline news are given below. It's not are, okay, it's is. Headline news is given because news is always singular. So it do not use any plural verb with news. Okay, you should always use a singular verb with news. So, no news is good news is the correct answer. Always remember, dear student, news is always singular. So, whenever you use any word with news, it should always be like news, civics, economics, politics, mathematics, physics. They are always singular, right? Whenever you use any verb with them, you use the singular form of the verb, right? Okay, now let's move on to the next question. So let's find out the next question now. So the noun news already takes a singular verb after it. Okay. Next you see the cost of all the goods dash increased nowadays. Now you tell me what should be the answer. The cost of all the goods dash. Tell me the answer. The cost of all the goods dash increased nowadays. Is it have or has or had or is? Shubham says has, Sandhya says have, Bhumika has, Mohini has, Sakshi says has. Okay. So, dear students, let us examine this sentence. The cost of all goods dash increased nowadays. So, always remember, dear students, verb should agree with the subject. Which is the subject here? Is it the goods or the cost? What we are talking about? What has increased? Dear students, try to apply some logic. What has increased? It is the cost which has increased, right? Which is third person singular. Therefore, it should always be singular verb. So, singular verb is, there are two singular verbs here. One is As you can see here, there are two singular verbs here. One is has, another is. Right? Have and had we have to strike out. We have two singular verbs. One is has, and third person singular has and is. So is increased is not matching, is not correct. Has increased is matching. So it should be has increased. Right? So those who have written has is the correct. Those who have written has, they have written the correct answer. Okay. Because the verb will agree with has, not with have. Okay, the verb will agree with cost, which is singular, therefore the answer should be has. I hope you understood, dear students. Now let's move on to the next one. Okay, next question. See, verb will agree with the cost, which is singular, therefore the singular verb has is the answer. Okay. Next, one of my friends dash in New York nowadays. One of my friends dash in New York nowadays. Right. So tell me, is it lives or live or has lived or was living? I'm waiting for your text. Please do text me the answer. Sandhya says lives. Siddhant says lives. Okay. Okay. Uh, Very good, Bede. Now let us examine. Okay, let us examine who is correct, who is wrong. Right? It is very important, dear students, to examine who is correct and who is wrong. So let's find out. Let's find out who is correct and who is wrong. Okay. So, dear students, one of my friends. First, tell me which should be the subject. I'm talking about whom? One of my friends. I'm talking about whether am I talking about one or I'm talking about one or I'm talking about friends. Tell me. Which the verb will come here in the gap. So which one do you think will the verb agree with? This one, the verb will agree with one or the verb will agree with friends. This just tell me. This one you tell me. The verb will agree with friends or one. Just write down. Just text me whether the verb will agree with one or with friends. Shubham says the verb will agree with one. Okay, let me see what others also say. What the verb will agree with, whether the verb will agree with one or the verb will agree with friends. I would like to see your answer. Just text me the answer. Whether the verb will agree with one or with friends. Hirak Tiwari also says, Mohini also says, Sandhya, Siddhant, all are saying one. Okay, one. Let us examine. You see here, dear students, one of my friends, verb will agree with one. Why? Because I'm talking about one of my friends. So always remember, whenever a subject will agree with one of, the verb will agree with one. So lives will be the correct answer because nowadays, right? Simple present will be there. So one of my friends lives in New York nowadays, right? One of my friends lives. So even the friends is plural. Okay, you might think it can be live, but no live. It should be lives. Why? The verb is agreeing with one, which is third person singular. That is why it should be singular verb lives here. As it is third person, one is third person, that is why it's lives, not live. Understood? So please do remember this. Next, let's move on to the next. See the explanation. The verb will agree with one and not with friends. If the sentence starts with one of, always remember if the sentence starts with one of, then the verb will agree with one, not with verb. So, not with anything else. So the answer is the singular verb lives. Now let's move on to the next one. He is one of my best. Is it friend or friends or all the above or none of the above? He is one of my best. Tell me what should be the answer. I am waiting for your answer, dear students. Is it one of my best friend or friends? Like Shubham says friends. Bhumika Arya says friend. Sandhya says friends. Okay, Anunay says friend. Hirak says friend. Kartike says friend. Shruti says friend. Okay. So, dear students, let's find out who is correct and who is wrong. Dear student, always remember that, like from the first, last, previous example, you could have taken the lesson. Okay, one of my friends lives in Mumbai. So one of my friends, it was one of my friends, right? So like this, he who is one of my best friends. It means I have several friends and he is one of the best, right? So he is one of my best friends. One of is always followed by the plural noun. Like one of my friends lives in Mumbai. See, one of is always followed by the plural noun, friends. One of my friends lives in Mumbai. So, likewise, he is one of my best friends. So, those who have written in favor of friends, they are correct. Okay, one of my, our, his, her is always followed by plural noun, so the answer is friends. Always remember, one of my, one of our, one of his, one of her, they are always followed by plural noun. Okay, one of my friend, one of our friends, one of his friends, one of our friends. Okay, so always remember, one of my, one of our, one of his, one of her is followed by plural noun. Plural noun means here friends, brothers, sisters, all. Like one of my brothers, one of my sisters, one of my friends, one of my uncles, one of my aunties. So please do not make mistakes. Okay, many people make mistake. One of my brother, they say one of my brother. It's not one of my brother, it's one of my brothers, right? One of my sisters, not one of my sister, but one of my sisters. So please do remember this. Okay, now let's move on to the next one. Okay, the jury dash divided in their opinions. So jury is or has, sorry, it should be have here. So the jury is or has have. So what should be the answer? The jury is divided, jury are divided, jury has divided, or the jury have divided. What do you think should be the answer? Okay, if I take Sandhya Mulchandani's answer, then let's see what comes out. Sandhya, Sandhya, here the jury is taken as different persons. So the jury are divided in their opinions, right? It should be single, not singular, plural, because jury is taken as different persons, because you see in the question there is given, in the question there is given, right? Therefore the jury is not taken as a single unit, it is taken as different persons. So the jury have, or the jury are divided in their opinions, right? So this also you have to see, these are the minor details that we need to see, right, to be able to find out the answer correctly. Okay, next, dear students, mathematics dash is his favorite subject now. So mathematics, oh shit, the answer has already come here. It should be mathematics. This is should not have been there, dear students. So mathematics is okay, because civics, mathematics, politics, economics are all singular subject, singular noun, therefore it should be easier. Unfortunately, typing error is has already come here, I have to correct it. Okay, anyway, next let us do. Okay, so explanation part you see once. Mathematics, politics, economics, civics, news is always followed by a singular word. So the answer is yes. Right? Now let's move on to the next one. 15 minutes dash allowed to each speaker in the debate. 15 minutes are allowed, or is allowed, or have allowed, or were allowed. 15 minutes dash allowed to each speaker in the debate. Please do tell me the answer. I'm waiting for your answer. 15 minutes, most of you are saying are. Okay, so let's find out, dear students. It's wrong. Why it's wrong? 15 minutes is considered as a whole here, therefore singular verb is the answer. 15 minutes, 15 minutes is considered as a whole, right? So 15 minutes are, 15 minutes is given, 15 minutes is given to every student. So 15 minutes is taken as a whole, that is why it is singular, not plural, right? Okay. Now let's move on to the next one. Gulliver Travels is the name of the book. Gulliver Travels is written, are written, was written, were written by Jonathan Swift. Gulliver's Travel.
Yes, sir. No.
Sorry, class is going on.
How much?
Class is going on.
How much?
5 10 minutes.
Can you come to talk?
Okay. Gopal
So
sir.
what discussions are all the things?
Okay.
Yes, after again, I will get it. You can do it. Huh? Before Baba, I talk to you.
So sir, you'll be in Mr. Gopal's chamber, na?
Ah, you come in there.
Okay,
I
sure.
will invite nearby there.
Okay.
What is the problem?
Okay. So, dear students, Gulliver's Travels, is written, or are written, or was written, or were written? Which one? Tell me. Like Sandhya says is, Hirok says is, Anuna says is. Okay. So if I go by their opinion, let me click on is. Sorry. Let me go on is. It is correct. Gulliver's Travels is written by, is the name of a book, so the verb will be singular. Therefore, the answer is is. Okay. Next, thank you. You have finished. We have successfully finished the quiz. Okay. So we have finished the quiz successfully, dear students. So hopefully you have understood the quiz. Okay. You have understood the concept as well. So please do remember these quizzes. These are very very important. This is you can take quiz on your own. Okay, how to do it, take it on your own. Sometimes let me tell you how to do go about it. Let me tell you, dear students. For example, um, you need to go to the quiz section. You see, this is the quiz section of my website. Okay, and see, this is the home page. So you can go here, quiz, and then you can take like tenses there. Then you can say Ishwaran the storyteller, your class is there, so you can take the quiz from of your class, Ishwaran the storyteller. Then you can see this is not yours, this is yours, current affair, no, this is not this yours. You can take a truly beautiful mind, class 9. Okay, so this is yours. Then rain on the roof, class 9, it's yours. Then editing errors, see, so you can take this quiz sometimes. Okay, to check your knowledge of grammar. See, transformation of sentences is there, right? So subject verb agreement part 2 is also there, dear students. You see, subject verb agreement part 2 is also there. Okay, so another day we shall continue with subject verb agreement, and then we shall wind up this lecture. Okay. Then we shall wind up this lecture. So yes. So dear students, thank you so much. You can text me your attendance. Just write P so that I'm able to understand you are with me all throughout. Just write P, and then we shall wind up, dear students. Okay. Thank you. And tomorrow, once again, we shall take up another quiz. So whatever is there on the website, the second part of the quiz, you don't practice at home. We will do together in the live class, and then as a revision you can do afterwards. After I finish the live class quiz, then you can revise later on some other day, but not today. You don't revise in advance. Okay, we shall continue with our subject verb agreement tomorrow as well, and with another quiz, right? So thank you, dear students, for being connected with me. And now we have advanced our syllabus, reading, literature section. So we shall go a bit slow. We shall continue with grammar concept for few days. Then I shall also tell you how to improve your communication skill and all that. So dear students, you do one thing, you please listen to my podcast also. Okay, like I show you how to go to my podcast. Before you leave, you please see this, how to go to the podcast section of my website. Okay, so you see here, podcast is written here. See podcast, you click here, then you click on start listening. Okay, and then you can see here, dear students, you can listen to my podcast on Amazon Music. You can also listen to my podcast on Spotify, and many other channels are there. So what I suggest you can download the Spotify player, podcast player, or Amazon Music player, and in either of these two you can, but I shall recommend Spotify for you, because Spotify is basically for podcast only. And I shall also give you some other names so that you can also listen to them. Okay, so see, for example, if you click here, you shall go to my website. From my website, if you want to listen, you can go here. If you want to listen to on Spotify, you can listen here. Okay, Amazon Music also here. So suppose you click on the play now, it will take you to the home page of my podcast page. And see, recently I have made some like significance of Mother's Day, then alluring Valley of Kashmir. These are listening skill. Why should you learn English language? Errors in everyday communication or conversation. Importance of career talks. How can a teen change the world? How to make the best use of time? Then avoid these English grammar mistakes. So, dear students, I have many podcasts for you. Please do listen to them. Okay, please do listen to them on a regular basis, and some of them are listening tasks also. Okay, like alluring valley is the listening task. Okay, so how can a teen change the world, this is the listening task. So you can listen to this podcast, and then you can do activity also. So I shall give you a task on Google Classroom today, and you please tag my homework and then upload it. Okay, you do it on your English notebook, not on the English literature notebook, but on some other notebook you write. Okay. Okay. Thank you. Bye bye. And have a like. See one thing you do on English. Like we have two notebooks. Now one is for literature and another is for writing, grammar, and reading. So on that notebook you write the listening skill worksheet. Take a pics, convert into a single file, PDF file, and then upload on Google Classroom. Because Google Classroom is the only platform, official platform, where all your works will be stored forever, and it is very easy for you to find out your works on Google Classroom, and easy for us also to give you grades. Okay, so please do upload all your works on Google Classroom only. Okay, ठीक है बेटे, bye bye all of you, take care.